Bouldering. That's climbing without belay ropes in jump altitude. In terms of coordination, acrobatics, and athleticism, it is certainly the most demanding discipline in sports climbing. For the third time, the world's best bouldering athletes meet for a very special invitational, the adidas ROCKSTARS in Stuttgart. The city in southern Germany is home to many climbing fans. This weekend, they gather in the modern Porsche-Arena to cheer for 70 world-class competitive climbers from 20 different countries who demonstrate their incredible bouldering skills on artificial rock. True to the motto, rock climbing meets rock music, adidas ROCKSTARS turns the top-class bouldering competition into a veritable rock show. Preparations for the international climbing spectacle start 10 days before. 8 large tractor trucks deliver the material, bit by bit, to set up the huge climbing arena. Positioning of the various pieces must be measured with precision, otherwise the many thousand individual parts won't fit together in the end. Several teams work simultaneously. All processes are synchronized to adhere to the tight schedule. In just a few hours, workers erect 2 big scaffoldings to mount the 9-meter-wide climbing walls. The artificial boulders are assembled from 70 steel beams, 300 boards, 200 adjustable board holders, 1,200 hinges, and over 5,000 screws, all put together like a giant 3-dimensional puzzle. Around 600 stage elements form a 40-meter-wide stage. As soon as the climbing arena is set up, the work of the route setters kicks in. They have to create 40 different boulders for the respective rounds. It's a task that demands responsibility because the quality of the routes is vital for a good competition.
Adidas ROCKSTARS is just a super fun event. It's really cool because of the fact that it's different. It's not a World Cup, it's not a national event, it's just this fun atmosphere and excitement. The design of this wall is really unique in the fact that basically it's certainly much different than most walls that I'm used to setting on in the US, where there's a lot of angle changes and articulations, but they're subtle. They're subtle changes that sort of create different maneuvering through the climbing itself.
Each climber likes or dislikes certain styles. That's why it's really difficult for the route setters to find the right mix, so that not every boulder is a jump or a mantle. Here it's solved very well, because there are several route setters from different countries, and they complement each other extremely well. It's a fine line between top and no top, and it's very difficult for the route setters to find the right track. Adidas ROCKSTARS combine sports and music. The athletes are pumped up by DJs, beatboxer Roby, the audience, and the Stuttgart-based punk rock band Badastics. The Badastics have specifically recorded a new climbing-inspired song for this event. The corresponding music video was filmed in a local Boulder gym, featuring the athletes Melissa Leneve, Thomas Tauphorn, and Lou Ennemoser. It was an awesome experience, a really unique moment in time. We filmed the video at night when the gym was completely empty. It was a long night shift, but we spent a great time together. It was my first ever appearance in a music video. Really fun. Semi-final at the Porsche-Arena. The Badastics want to cheer for their supporting actors. Lucas Ennemoser climbs the first boulder. He has 5 minutes to solve the problem. Despite a huge effort, he cannot top the boulder. The routes are very hard to select the best 6 out of 20 for the final. Local hero Thomas "Shorty" Tauphorn starts a new attempt on Boulder 2. This time he can hold on to it. He is one of only 4 athletes who can solve the second boulder problem. The spectators in the Badastics are enthusiastic. However, Shorty has too many attempts and just misses the final. Now fingers crossed for Melissa. She can top 3 of the 4 semi-final boulders, but she also needs too many attempts, and like Shorty, finishes in 8th place. The two-time French boulder champion takes comfort in memories of her last climbing expedition to Africa and shows her friend Sasha Di Julian photos of a new bouldering area in Malawi. Apart from the competitions, I mostly climb outdoors. I travel to places that are completely unknown or to places that are very well known. It just depends on the time. There I repeat boulders that are very hard, up to 5 meters high, with maximum power and extreme moves. We only climb on rock. Plastic walls, gyms, and competitions are not an issue. It's pure pleasure that I share with friends, but it's also high performance. I also like to visit new places where nobody has been before, to discover and explore new boulders. Afterwards, I attract other climbers there to show them what I've seen and to encourage them to develop these new places with me. That's why I spend a lot of time in Africa. This summer, I was in Malawi to develop a completely new boulder sector. Back at the Porsche-Arena, the Adidas ROCKSTARS final is just minutes away. The athletes are focused. Everyone concentrates in his or her own particular way. One can feel the tension in the air. Victories at stake, as well as a lion's share of 20,000 euros prize money. Who will be the one to step ahead in the end? Six female and 6 male athletes from 10 different countries made it to the final round. World Cup shooting star Jernej Kruder from Great Britain. Overall bronze medalist of the Climbing World Champs 2012, Petra Klingler from Switzerland. Two-time overall lead World Cup champion Mina Markovic from Slovenia. 5-time German Boulder champion and Euro champ silver medalist Juliane Wurm. Runner-up of the 2013 Boulder World Cup overall, Akio Noguchi from Japan. And the defending champion Alex Puccio from the USA. In the men's, triple Boulder world champion Dmitry Sharafudinov from Russia. Two-time overall lead World Cup champion Jörg Verhoeven from the Netherlands. Former competition climber Gabriele Moroni from Italy. Last year's winner and overall world champion Sean McCall from Canada. Top World Cup climber Jernej Kruder from Slovenia. And the overall World Cup champion 2012, Rustam Gelmanov from Russia. Observation time. The athletes have 8 minutes to look at the 4 final routes. They first have to climb 2 boulders in a rotation period of 4 minutes. Then 3 athletes advance to the next round on Boulder 3 to determine the 2 best athletes for the super final, which will be battled out in direct duel. The heat is on. After finishing the semis in 6th place, Dmitry Sharafudinov starts first. A bit unusual for the 26-year-old Russian blessed with success. The reigning Boulder world champion and inaugural Adidas Rockstar also won the overall Boulder World Cup this year. Now he's reached the bonus zone, which is marked with red tape. It's no surprise, Sharafudinov can top the first boulder on his first attempt. A flash, and the crowd is excited. On the other wall, Jernej Kruder enters the first women's boulder. The mandatory start holes are marked with blue tape. The 20-year-old Brit suffered from food poisoning yesterday and thought about withdrawing from the qualification. But then she battled through it, hoping her condition today would improve, and would be disappointed if she missed out. And now she's in the final and tops the first boulder. Well done, Shauna! Jörg Verhoeven is known as a lead specialist, competition climbing undertaken with the rope. But the Innsbruck-based Dutchman is also a successful bouldering athlete with many podium places under his belt. He tops the first boulder in his 3rd try. Petra Klingler is back to full strength after a recent injury. At the World Cup final in Munich, she ranked 7th and just missed the final. Here, the Swiss made it to the top 6 and has already achieved her goal. She can top the first boulder on her 4th attempt, and you can see how excited she is. Gabriella Moroni was the 12th person ever and the only Italian who repeated the Gulich milestone Action Direct, recognized as the world's first 9A route. He had his best World Cup season in 2009. Meanwhile, the 25-year-old rarely participates in competitions, but for Adidas ROCKSTARS, he makes an exception. He chooses a different approach on his boulder. There is often more than one solution, which makes his sport so creative. And Moroni nails it. Another flash. Tiny Mina Markovic, whose predominant discipline is also lead climbing, surprised herself today in the semifinal, being one of only 4 women who were able to top every single problem. It's looking good for the 25-year-old Slovene. She's a very controlled climber, and she's the first woman in this final round who masters a flash. As expected, the defending champion Sean McCall delivers a powerful performance. Bonus at first try, approach to jump, and the Canadian also flashes boulder number 1. Now all eyes are on Juliane Wurm, the only German athlete in the final. It's her second attempt. This year she celebrated her first ever World Cup victory in Innsbruck. She's in top shape, and she successfully demonstrates that with this courageous jump to the top. With Jörg Verhoeven, Jernej Kruder is one of the tallest climbers among the finalists, and he ably takes advantage of his span. The Slovene needs fewer moves and only a few seconds to flash the problem. Akio Noguchi has failed twice. She now risks a jump and her courage pays off. Top on the 3rd try, she's still in with a chance. As winner of the semifinal, Rustam Gelmanov is the last to start. So far, the 25-year-old Russian, who lives in Eindhoven, lives up to his role as odds-on favorite. He also chooses a direct line, flash for Gelmanov. Alex Puccio's nerves are on edge. She knows that all the other girls have topped the first boulder. The American is already on her 4th attempt. She can't seem to find the right position for a jump to the yellow hold. The crowd supports her, but Puccio greases off once again, and her time is up. That means the defending champion is far behind. Since 5 of the 6 men were able to flash the first boulder, there is a tie for first place. Now it all comes down to the second boulder, as only 3 athletes advance to the second round. The crowd gets excited. Shauna Coxey leads the way. Boulder 2 has a running start. She normally hates that, but this time she masters it perfectly. It's an energy-sapping boulder with powerful moves. The young Brit is as outstanding in this competition as she was in the World Cup. Flash for Shauna Coxey despite stomach trouble. Petra Klingler can also show her strength on this boulder. She needed a second attempt for the running start, but now she's unstoppable and she tops at second try. After an unbelievable 13 tries, Mina Markovic finally manages the running start. Her jump seemed a bit timid, but now the Slovene is in full control. She likes crimpy boulders. Her tiny fingers are very strong. And Markovic reaches the top on her 14th attempt. Now it's up to Julia Wurm to secure a ticket to the next round. Last year, the medical student came in 3rd behind Alex Puccio and Akio Noguchi. She has the support of the German crowd. The 22-year-old climbs in a very controlled manner. And with this flash, she even takes the lead. Next up is Akio Noguchi. The Japanese masters a running start on her first try. Together with Austria's Anna Stöhr, Noguchi is the most successful competitive bouldering athlete in recent years. She's won the overall World Cup twice. Her climbing style can be characterized as elegant and graceful. She can also handle tiny holes and crimps extremely well. She's at the top hold. Flash for Akio Noguchi. Last appearance for Alex Puccio. Since all the other girls completed the first and the second female problem, she's out. But the American had a great season. Third place in the overall World Cup, victory in Arco last week, and a top on the way out. It's all set. Shona Coxey, Juliane Wurm, and Akio Noguchi will battle it out for a spot in the super final. For the men, it's make or break. Dmitry Sharafodinov leads the way on Boulder 2, a very challenging problem set to eliminate 3 world-class climbers. After a failed jump, the world champion tries the method feet first. But he slips off the red hold. Jörg Verhoeven cleans the holes for his jump. But he greases off too. Will Gabriele Moroni master the crux? In the spotlight, your hands get sweaty. This is looking good though. Now he must be really fast. But he cannot grip the hold. Last year, Sean McCall solved the tie-break problem, which seemed impossible at first sight. Can he manage the jump? Nope. But the Canadian won't give in. He gets the crowd worked up and tries the feet-first method. That was the closest so far. Unfortunately, his time is up. Next in line is Jernej Kruder. Maybe he can score with his body height. He goes for the dynamic approach. And he slips off as well. Rustam Gelmanov has nothing to lose. He can only do better than his predecessors. And he does. However, under the current conditions, no one can top the boulder. Tie after 2 problems. Now the semifinal results come into play. Hence, Rustam Gelmanov, Jernej Kruder, and Sean McCall advance to the next round. Boulder number 3. The athletes start in reverse order to the current ranking. Akio Noguchi enters the boulder backwards. The 2 yellow volumes in the little gray pyramid are the mandatory start holes. This is an interesting boulder. You need great flexibility. Noguchi is extremely flexible. But she cannot grip the hold. After 7 attempts, her time is up. Next up is Shona Coxey. Yesterday she wanted to pull out. Today she is just 1 boulder away from the super final. She also enters backwards. We see her 3rd attempt. She got the bonus at first go. Wow, green nail polish matching the color of her climbing shoes. Coxey perfectly keeps her body tension and balance while turning around. She has a lock on the red sloper. Now she's looking for a foothold. And she's back at the bonus hold. Now Coxey prepares for the crucial jump. And she can grip the yellow volume hold with only 3 fingers. Unbelievable. What a show of strength. Now she'll make the top for sure. She learned from her mistakes in the previous attempts. The Englishwoman from Runcorn, east of Liverpool, claws her way into the super final, and the crowd in the Porsche-Arena is thrilled. Juliane Wurm heard the cheers. She knows that her friend topped the boulder. Now she has to outdo Akio Noguchi to advance to the super final. And it's looking good. Wurm read the problem well. She manages the turn straight away. Now she clamps the bonus hold in her left hand. That's the decisive bonus point. Will the multiple German champion be able to flash this boulder? The spectators cheer for her, but she slips off. No problem for Juliane Wurm. She can compete for the victory in the final duel of the day, Great Britain against Germany. Third boulder for the men. Sean McCall climbs first. Last year, he flashed every single problem in the final and deservedly won the title. He is the reigning overall world champion, meaning all three disciplines combined. He's bursting with energy, and he impressively demonstrates his power and skill on this route. For the final move, he doesn't even use his feet. He just pulls himself to the top. And the audience celebrates the Canadian's performance. Jernej Kruder also wants to feel this energy and asks the crowd for support. His consideration is an incredible demonstration of his strength and an emotional release as he tops out. We could see these jigs throughout the semifinal. What will the Slovene do if he wins the competition? Rustam Gelmanov is the opposite. He always looks cooled and restrained on the outside, although he might feel different inside. The Russian Terminator, as some fellow climbers call him, must flash this problem to stay in the competition. It's a power boulder, but for Gelmanov, it seems to be a walk in the park. However, he doesn't take any risk and corrects his foothold to be safe. And he's got the top. The men tie again. Now the two super finalists are determined on a tie-break boulder. Rustam Gelmanov and Jernej Kruder both reached the bonus zone and will face each other in the final duel. Super final, the all-dominant battle for the victory. The atmosphere in the arena is electric. The Badastics play the ROCKSTARS song live. Shauna Coxey against Juliane Wurm, head-to-head. A unique challenge, nerve-wracking. The routes are identical. Both athletes climb simultaneously without seeing each other. Whoever stands on top of the boulder and hits that buzzer first is the winner. The two friends who regularly train together are almost neck and neck. Shauna Coxey reaches the yellow sloper first, but Juliane Wurm catches up. Who has the better power reserve to push herself up? Great Britain or Germany? Shauna or Jule? It's Juliane Wurm. The most successful German female competition climber is the Adidas Rockstar 2013. The entire competition went extremely well for me. This morning in the semifinal, I came in third, and I was really happy with that and totally stoked that I made it to the final. The atmosphere this evening was amazing, and I did even better in the final. Last year I finished third, and I thought that was my limit, and suddenly I found myself on the super boulder battling Shauna. It was really fun.
I didn't even expect to make it this far, and I couldn't be happier for Jule to have won. So yeah, she definitely had it today. She deserves first place for sure.
The men's super final, Jernej Kruder from Slovenia versus Rustam Gelmanov from Russia. Both athletes are in top shape. They came in first and second in the semis. Gelmanov has more titles under his belt, but here they meet on a level playing field. The heat is on. This boulder should suit them both. It's very physical, and they can play to their strengths. Jernej Kruder gives it his all. He's never been closer to a win. Now he catches the yellow sloper and perfectly absorbs the swing. Kruder is in the lead. Only a few centimeters separate him from victory. And he tops first. Jernej Kruder is the Adidas Rockstar 2013.
I know I'm strong enough because I'm also competing in the World Cup. I was quite close to podium for several times. So I knew it's gonna happen someday, but I didn't expect it this time. I'm so happy that it happened here.
I'm not completely satisfied with my result, but Kruder is a very strong athlete, and you cannot prepare for all the problems. I think second place in this competition is a good season finish. Award ceremony. The crowd in the Porsche-Arena celebrates Juliane Wurm. Climbing celebrity Alexander Huber presents the trophy. The winner receives 4,000 euros. Jernej Kruder is also cheered on like a rock star, or even better, like an Adidas rock star, because he and Juliane Wurm both earned this title today. Let's see who will win it next year.
Do you feel like Superman?
Not really like Superman, maybe more like Spider-Man.